Hey, how's it going? Oh, looks like we got Smokey already. Good to have you. So it is Sunday, May 29th, 2022, and this is Ration Museum Bulletin number 74. So good to have everybody. I'm still in the midst of a little setup, so bear with me. I realized a bit late that I didn't even have the webcam attached to this PC anymore. So I'm just still catching up. I got the webcam attached, and now I'm trying to get the focus cam, and then got to get the audio, which, you know, I played back last week, and you could barely hear it. So this time, I don't know, I'm going to put it up so loud that hopefully people complain and tell me to turn it down, and I'll go just slightly till folks say it's all right, because, like, I can't trust you guys. You say you can hear something just fine, and you're crazy. Crazy. It's terrible in the playback. So anyway, let's see. So, howdy, Jesse. Welcome to the stream. All right. So let's see. We got this one. Just got to boot it up. And let me find us some audio. Today we're going to work on the collection website. I've got a catalog of photos from last week. I didn't write anything down while I was going, just so I could get a chunk done in that last hour. And then I'm going to jump into the already cataloged stuff and start adding it to the collection website. Going to get a chunk of that done. We've got a ration for dinner in another 3 hours or so, so come on back for that. We've got a beef roast with vegetables halal ration this week, so I'm excited about that. Looks like we'll probably have a pudding of some sort, potentially. I'm hoping it's one of the butterscotch puddings. They're pretty much my favorite thing, especially if they're fresh. They get a little like crystallized if they go too long. So let's see. Let's look at the date on this real quick. Whew. So this was packed 1/2/52. So this was the 252nd day of 2021. So that's going to be a good one. That's less than 1 year old by a good chunk. So, because we're not even 100, we're about 150 days right now, just under 150 days into 2022. So this thing is only about 250 days old. So that's not bad. That's not bad. I brought a tray set home for this week, so we're going to get the traditional everything set up on an actual mess hall tray. I forgot the little bowl. I don't know. I forgot the bowl somehow, so I'll have to remember to bring one of those home. I got like 14 sets of the trays and stuff back at the museum office. So, all right, let's get some lo-fi background music going. Let's see. Commercials. I always forget about commercials. I got to do this on the other browser so that there's no commercials. And then I got to mute this. All right, that doesn't look like it's going to be nearly loud enough. Turn that up some more. Turn that up some more. No, it just doesn't seem like it's going to. All right. I want to make sure that when I talk, it's above that volume level, but that there's a decent volume level of music the whole way through. So here we go. Music's playing. I'm gonna need some feedback. Well, I guess I could play the stream. No, I can't, because... Okay. Bear with me. I'm gonna play the stream on this, turn off my own audio when I get there, and then we'll see if that works. I'm sure everybody loves the stream starting out with me talking about how the stream works, but yeah, that's all right. All right, I'm muting myself. All right, unmuting myself. I'm going to talk for a minute there, and then I'm going to mute again. Okay, I think that's actually pretty good. Maybe just the slightest bit down, just a tiny, tiny bit, and we'll call that good. Get some nice background music, and here we go. We are off to the races. Amelié, welcome to the stream. Good to have you. Get the metadata open. Okay. Music is louder than me. No, it is not. I just played it back. I am clear as day over top of the music. I do not trust you. It was garbage the last 2 times. You know, you play it back and you barely hear the music in the slightest. All right, I'm going to go down just a little bit, but then I'm going to have to go listen to it again before I trust you. All right, so let's see, turning this back on. Like, I don't want it to be so quiet that you got to max it out to hear the music at all. Well, wait. Now I don't hear any music at all. Well, wait. Now I don't hear any music at all. What the heck? What's going on? There's definitely music coming out of YouTube, so what the heck, what the heck? Oh, that, I don't know, sorry guys, it's just technical stuff. I guess there was a pause between songs. Alright. Alright. That is not too loud, so we're leaving it like this. Definitely sounds fine. It's not too loud. And I don't think it's too quiet so that nobody can hear. Alright, so for everybody jumping in, this is Bulletin 74. It is May 29th, 2022, and we're going to be doing mainly cataloging stuff this week and trying a halal beef roast ration in just under 3 hours. All right, I'll trust you this time. Today is going to be a long day. After the stream, I've got a pack for Reno. I'm going out to do Burning Man stuff early this year because I always get so frustrated. I mean, not frustrated. I get so worried, you know, right before I fly out for the actual Burning Man trip, because I've got to do a bunch of little background stuff, like go get our truck out of storage and make sure everything's okay, and you know, head into the desert within like a 24-hour window. And you know, there's the chance that something could go terribly wrong. There's the chance that the truck could need some major work. There's a chance that the stuff inside got rained on and is all destroyed. You know, there's all kinds of things that could happen in between one year and the next, and you know, I think I'll sleep a little better having checked on it this time of year and get some stuff done. You know, get some new gear. I need a new tent and that kind of stuff to put in there. But you know, so getting all that done this week should be, you know, should be nice. Get it out of the way. Then when I fly out there in August, I just got to pick it up and head on in. Should be good. So plus batteries and stuff. The batteries are 5 years old at this point, and they only get used once a year for a drive out and a drive back. So they're probably burning out. You know, it's a truck that sits still for 11 and a half months a year, pretty much. So there's always stuff that can go wrong on it. Hey, we got Jeremiah jumping in, and we got Kaylynn. Welcome to both of y'all. Oh, don't worry about it. You got going out with your sisters? Nice. Oh, gonna hang out with your mom this afternoon. That sounds nice. For a second, I thought you were saying it's Monday afternoon, and I was freaking out just for a moment there. Okay, so let's get going. Oh, that's right. I still have to get this webcam online. I mean, I don't really for this part of the stream. No, it's more for much later on. Oh, it needs an update. So let's do that. Do the update. Let it get that crap out of the way, and then when we're getting closer to food time, I'll grab that. Okay. So we are gonna need this one. All right, so I grabbed the stuff from last week. That's going to be box 84. So that's all this stuff. Now this is where I switched to just taking one of each photo, accepting that some of them might be blurry, and moving on, because it's been a lot of extra work to jump around all the photos. And this way we'll be able to go a lot faster through the cataloging process. Part of me actually wants to take the time to delete all the extras. You know, the idea is take a couple pictures just in case one of them's blurry, or I need a couple angles and want to get the best one, and then go back through and eliminate all the extras. Well, the go back through part hasn't happened, so I've ended up with, you know, folders and folders like this where I've got every single thing shot, you know, 2 to 4 times, and it's just a mess trying to go through and say, okay, I'm going to take the 3rd picture, the 14th picture, the 22nd picture, you know, etc. So doing box 84 a little differently. Although granted, it's going to be a long time before we get to box 84 for actually adding it to the collection website. So let's see. Just going to add it to the metadata this week, though. I mean, not to the cat master cat. Sorry, there's just so much random background stuff. Going to add it to the master catalog. So this is what we were shooting last week. See, none of this is great, but taking 2 wasn't going to give me a much better one. So, like I said, none of these photos are the final versions of what, you know, ends up representing the collection. This is just the first run through, make sure everything gets photographed at all, you know. Hey, we got Puppy Breath joining in. Good to have you. All right, and we can do some rotating right now. Why not? So I'll rotate that one. locate those. Now, some of this turned out a little better than I thought. Like this is pretty readable. Bread shelf stable. Excuse me. Though the freeze-dried potato patty, can't read that at all, really. Hey, we got Yossi. All right. Since Yossi's here, it's time to pour some coffee for this week. That would be a good excuse to have the other camera running, but that's all right. I can do it this way. Just look straight down. Move the keyboard. I have one where the webcam is main view. All right, there we go. So today, there we go. Now I've always got the Arabica up here, which I do love, but today we're going to go for this one. We're going to do some real-time translation on it real quick. Just let the fancy future box turn it into something else. So let's see, we're going to go from Hebrew to English. Language not supported in instant mode. That's okay. We'll scan. Alright, so let's just turn the whole thing English. See what we get. We get kosher for Passover, a not instant 100% coffee, 50 grams, best used before production code embedded in the bottom of the can. So Anat, I think, is the brand, A-N-A-T, in English at least. Still super cool to be able to do that. All right, so we're gonna go for this. Stuff is super fine. I'm gonna take a nice heaping spoonful. I boiled this water earlier, so still steaming probably. That's backwards. There we go. Oh yeah. Still boiling, basically. Still a little bit, 1 sec. Get that stirred up. Elite is the brand. Thank you for the clarification. And we'll get this back up there. Not far enough. Too far. Just right. All right. Yeah. tiny notch up. Okay, there we go. I always forget to get any form of like creamer or anything while I'm doing this, but honestly, some black coffee is what I need right now. All right, get the keyboard back. Perfect. Fix that. Still a little too hot. All right, give it a minute. So, yeah, looks like for the most part, these were good. Just got to flip a couple photos. Oh, we weren't nearly through looking at these. Let's see. You know what? We can do it from this side. That's right. You know, I say it every time, but I always love seeing those like ridiculous number of red hots. Like it's just way too many. You know, you eat a couple of those at most, let alone like 100 of them. Awful. Has a hair right in the middle of this. Oh, that's gonna drive me nuts. That's in a lot of these. Oh well. Not the end of the world. This jelly bar is in such bad shape. It's just all dried out. It is an early one, but I don't know. A lot of the stuff that was in these last boxes is iffy kind of stuff in the first place. Alright, so those are all rotated. We'll just toss this whole pile back over and let it overwrite everything. And while it's doing that, we will jump back to metadata and see where we're at. Oh, first gotta add all these things. Someone's selling those not for civvies Yorkies for $40 a pop. Dang, that's crazy. Thank you for those. Again. Yeah, I love the love the packaging on those. These are still very nice, very solid bars from 18 years ago. So, master catalog. We gotta get down to box 84. Bump these cases down a chunk. And let's take a look through. So we got heater, comma, ration, comma, individual. From 1995. I was going to say it doesn't have a year, but it does. From 1995. And we'll just be copying the formula down. Oh, we can do that later. Item 2. Civil defense, first aid kit, empty. No date on that. Biscuit. Biscuit is 2010. We got a Hua Ura bar, 2006. Oh, wait, I already have one. All right, cool. Got 2 cataloged then. This one's 2006. Where did the other one? So there's another one in box 83. Interesting. So they're right next door to each other. We'll have to correct that at some point. Hey James, welcome to the stream. Drinking some Israeli coffee, doing some cataloging, and then gonna do some collection website work. Swiss military chocolate bar, probably. Yeah, I mean, definitely civilian available, but there's plenty of military stuff that has that. See, good for 2023. I'm gonna guess that this is 2021 production. We got a Chipotle snack bread. That one is from 2019. I think, yeah. Cinnamon Imperials. I'm going to say MRE item instead of MRE side. $9,089, so 2019. And looks like that one's backwards, but I'm gonna Go with 9090. So they're made a day apart. That's funny. $20.19. Shelf-stable bread. No readable dating on this. Potato patty, dehydrated. So yeah, this, I don't think this is freeze-dried. I think this is just dehydrated and takes a good long while to soak. You could eat them as is. So it would depend if they're like kind of, you know, more hollow, not hollow, but you know, like, you know, how well they crunch up. Like there's not a lot of like tough freeze-dried stuff. I mean, I guess beans stay pretty tough. Hey, we got Ordo Military Radio and TV joining. Good to have you. What do those Hoo-Ah bars taste like? The apple cinnamon bars, they were the precursor to the First Strike bar, so they're very similar. They're that kind of chewy, sugary kind of bar. They came out after the Apple Cinnamon Ranger bar, which is more of a crunchy, dry kind of bar, more like a dry granola, but still with some chewiness to it. And it looks like we have two of those, so that's nice. Of the old Hoo-Ah Oorah. I'm looking for just Hoo-Ah and just Oorah, unless I have them in here. Let's see. Hoo-Ah. Okay, so I do have one chocolate Hoo-Ah bar. And Oorah. Oorah doesn't show up at all. That's interesting. Why not? So one of these is 0. Oh, with an H. Oorah. Okay. Ooh. H. Okay, so let's spell that right again. Or spell that right for once. Oorah. Okay, so I don't have any just standalone Oorah bars. Where does the Israeli coffee come from? Yeah, Israel. It was sent over by Yossi in one of his super packages. It is... Let me swap cameras. And Yossi said the company's called Elite. So, Elite Coffee. It's real good. Really good. I'm going to have a second cup in a bit. Alright, so yeah, looking for just standalone Oorah bar. And I'm pretty certain they existed, but I could be wrong. So the Hoo-Ah Oorah has the Army and Navy, or sorry, Army and Marines emblems on it. Oh wait, yeah, Navy, Marine Corps, all right, and then Department of the Army. Whereas, let's take a quick look at the box 83 standalone Oorah or Hoo-Ah bar. Hey, catch up. There we go. Yeah, Hoo-Ah bar. Let's see if this had Army. No, didn't. And the First Strike came not too far after. There might have actually been some overlap too. All right, so we got the potato patty dehydrated, and we got the 2 salmonella number set dairy shakes that were part of that recall. So these will never be consumed, though they will sit in potential danger in the background forever. We got dairy shake powder, strawberry. Recalled X2. We got 2 of those. 2007. And then we have miscellaneous miscellaneous hand sanitizers. Oh, another shelf-stable bread. It's not in great order, but that's all right. Probably an unknown year. Oh, wait. 5067, so it's probably 85. I don't know if there was still anything that had the brown pack bread in 1995. Let's just take a quick look at it. Oh yeah, I'm not a robot. Oh, I'm going through the VPN today. I should not be. Hopefully that doesn't cause any problems. Totally forgot I am on the VPN right now. So my connection is leaving my house and going to like upstate New York and then going out from there. So that's, it's not the best. The shelf-stable bread? The shelf-stable bread goes back to World War II. As far as it being in a pouch, you might be right. So let's see. None of the 1995 menus have just bread in them. They're all crackers and spreads and etc. Let's look at 1985. You know, it could have been packed in. Let's see. Yeah, 85 would have been just the whole original. Let's see. Bread. All right, bread's not listed there either. 1996. That's a head scratcher. You know, I'm trying to think of the only place that I'm aware of where you could find those breads in an MRE. I swear there was at least one, but I could be wrong. Separate 12 packs for the bread. 2025 maybe. I know the current UGRs do 6 packs of the buns separate, but you know, like the T18 rations of the 90s might have had those shelf-stable bread chunks. I'm not sure. See, that's why it's, you know, that's why these standalone items are in the box, you know, at the end here, because they're worth keeping, they're interesting, they're not common pieces, so might as well. Hey, we got Mike joining, and CT. Hey, welcome CT, by the way. And spicy tuna rolls. So hey, we just got a bunch of folks jumping in. Good to have everybody. We got a crowd here. Let me keep on going then. So we've got. So I'm gonna keep the years unknown on that. And no, I'll put 1995. All right, we got Type 1 U.S. Army soap from World War II, Korean War era, probably. Any commas? Soap, U.S. Army Type 1. Let's see if we got any dating information. We got Armor and Company. Interesting. Out of Chicago. So nothing else there. And then we've got the brand new soap from Mike. Brand new to the collection, Vietnam era. All right, we got probably not going to get anything in terms of a specific year. And we don't need to go into the details on the era and all that stuff. That'll happen when this goes over to the meta, pile in a while. Pressure's on. Some lentils and masala sauce. Masala sauce is like a creamy tomato sauce. I think Scottish invention, right? Or is that Marsala? No, that's, yeah, it's like chicken tikka masala is like a Indian dish that isn't an Indian dish. It's invented in like Scotland in the 60s or something like that. And it was basically, guy had a bunch of tomatoes on hand and cream or something like that. Yeah, it would be like a red curry. All right, so we will move on to miscellaneous heater or miscellaneous ration stove or fuel and stove. Miscellaneous tablet heaters. So it's funny. These I really like the concept. This is the Russian set. We got a strike plate right here, and then we got each of these tablets has like the equivalent of like crushed red match heads baked into the side of them, basically. So you strike the actual heater block on the strike plate, and in theory it fires up pretty well and burns from there. In practice it's a little iffy, but in the 2016, I have no idea, I'm sorry. There's just, there's thousands of ration things in my head. I can't recall 2016 or the bagged one that you sent. We know that the box one. I don't know. The answer is I do not know. Oh, speaking of British stuff, I found something that I'm probably going to send Smokey's way. I want it to be surprised though. Gonna get a box together after I get back from Reno. I think I'm gonna do some mailing. I got stuff for Yossi and I got stuff for Smokey. Probably more stuff on the pile. I think, oh yeah, stuff for Daniel that I haven't sent out for like, this entire year. It's nice to get a pile together and then I can justify going to the post office, because like I can't use one in this neighborhood. Like you go there and there's just like people's busted open mail in heaps in the corner of the room, and you get to the counter after waiting for like hour and a half and they act like you're there to hurt their day, like from the get-go. So I can't. Like it's just the most it's just so ridiculous the way the post office works here in Philly. Like these people have no fear of ever losing their jobs for any reason whatsoever. They have no concept of customer service of any kind. They hate you, and they hate that you want to be there, like, or that you need to use the service. So it's like, it's just ridiculous, and then like I've only ever had packages go missing coming out of this city. So yeah, I don't know. I try and only use downtown mail, and it's just not convenient to get to it, So I try and save up, get a couple boxes together, and then do one trip. Oh yeah, the last time I went to downtown mail, I parked with the last like 2 feet of my car sticking out of the last spot on the block. Thought, hey, I'm just running in. I paid for this parking. I'll be back in, 10 minutes tops. Yeah, I got a $100 ticket and a tow sticker, and beat the tow truck by like, he was a block away. So that's Philly. So it's like, yeah, I went and I paid, I don't know, like $150 to ship a bunch of packages out. I was like, oh my God, that was expensive. Came out and had to spend another $100. So it's like everything cost twice as much as it was supposed to ship, basically. Sorry, complaining. I'll leave the complaining to some other time. All right, we got miscellaneous matches. Bunch of different types here. Some of these are the windproof. So we got green tip windproof. We got these red windproof. Yeah, those are Russian. Wait, right? Yeah, those are Russian. We got these ones with the, so these, are they German? I can't recall. I know the rest of these up here are, well, two of them at least are French. I think this middle box is Polish. Yeah, we got a bunch of miscellaneous matches. Good having you here, Kaylynn. Thanks for coming by. Oh, if it's British, I gotta tell you. Okay, offline, I'll tell you. Just remind me. Or off here, I'll tell you. All right, some more matches. All right, then we got miscellaneous hot sauces. Ooh, I was gonna check at home to see what other hot sauces I have. Hopefully I can remember to do that. Because I know I have a number of them here, and I think some of them might be different than the ones in this collection. But this covers a lot of the types of hot sauce. I know I need to find a green bottle and include it, and I have them somewhere. So, because there were a bunch of rations that came with the green Tabasco, the Verde. It's in the spaghetti for sure. It's more rare. It's only in 1 or 2 versus like 4 or so that the other ones they're in, or 6 or something. There we got miscellaneous toilet paper. And I know I have, a new variety of toilet paper too to include. And this is RCI spoons and water purification tablets. So this is going to be 18 spoons, I believe. Would have been 3 a day for 6 rations. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's going to be 18. We got miscellaneous toothbrushes. Or I can just say miscellaneous dental care. We got the fluoride dental cream and a couple toothbrushes. Then we got miscellaneous water, tablets. All right, miscellaneous water purification. Miscellaneous coffee. random jelly bar. Yorkie, not for civvies, times 2. From 2004, or they expire in 04? I think that's the manufacturer or the expiration. I'm going to go ahead and say 2004. Miscellaneous spoons. I'm sure everybody's getting sick of the word miscellaneous. And then we have a food packet, a salt. These are from like what, 1980 or 1981? I don't think they're going to be stamped. This one's the open one. And I have a sealed one. Did I take a picture of the sealed one at all? Or did I just put it to the side? That's definitely got a slit. Now that's got a small slit. Okay, so this is the sealed one. The other one's got a much bigger cut down it. I mean, sealed. I guess it's got a tear in the package, but untouched one. Lentil masala's in the heater. Yeah, by all means, walk us through your experience there. Okay, so let's see. Food packet of salt. Search over here, because you never know what you're going to get in a raw internet search. Alright, Steve got from the same set. I think he got most of the other ones from this set, so he has it listed as 1981, so I'm going to go ahead and call it 1981. Food packet of salt. Let's see, what menu do we have? Menu 1, chicken stew bars. And then we'll have a second one of these that is already consumed and just for display of contents. I mean, it doesn't look bad. And it's funny, there's still the beef jerky in there, and I think there's one other thing in here that's still got the actual contents. I think it's this coffee bar, or I mean this chocolate bar with toffee, I think is still actually in the package, but everything else has been eaten. And this was added in when I got the other food packet. Lasagna LRP. I know you're a big fan, Amelie. Alright. So that's that. That's everything that's in box 84. Yeah, last week spent the first like 2 hours on mail call stuff. I mean, technically, yeah, we were introducing the complete kosher ration to the collection, and I'm gonna need to find another case of those because the box on the ones I got, you know, it's crunchy, it's not that great, and that's gonna wear at the back of my mind there. So I will try and find another set at some point later this year. You know, overall, I mean, it's readable, it looks good. It's the inner boxes are totally fine. And we got to take a look at the contents of those. I'm definitely going to review one of those. I want to eat one while it's in date and everything. So stay tuned for that. Like the menus on those were awesome. So like they look really, really good. And La Brouillette's right over the river in New Jersey. So you know, once I start like going around driving places, I'm going to reach out to them and see if maybe they want to let me tour the facility or something. How cool would that be if I get to start doing, you know, tours of places? That would be a hope. 6, 27, 28. All right, so there were 28 sets of items in that box. That was a good one. And there's still another completely untouched box of miscellaneous, and there's probably little things around the Ration Museum office that I gotta round up and get in those boxes. And then there's a bunch more cases, and then all the full cases, and then we are caught up on taking pictures of everything. You know, the catalog here, we're at 979 catalog, or well, minus the header row, so 978 cataloged ration items, and then another 33 cases so far, with another like 20 plus, you know, empty cases to catalog. I think we got most of the crates, or wait, did we get any of the crates? No, we didn't get any of the crates yet. So we got all kinds of crates. You know, there's all kinds of stuff. 1998, yeah, so the LRPs weren't made every single year in the 90s in like full production runs, if at all. They were cranked up around the time of the Kosovo, what would you call that, a police action for the US at least? I mean, the war, I guess, you know, the war in Kosovo, Bosnia and Herzegovina, whatever conflict that was going on in the 90s that the US got into. There was a bunch of production around 91, 92, and the improved, you see some of those around 94. But for the most part, you know, you're looking at, for LRPs in the 90s, you're looking at those 1998 Warnick cases, and that's just what they were. And so, you know, you don't really see anything 97, 96. And then likewise in the 2000s, you see a bunch of 03, a bunch of 05, but you don't see a whole ton of, you know, 2000, 2001. Yeah, overall, you know, they don't make anywhere near as many LRPs as they do MREs. In the Vietnam era, like the end of Vietnam and then going into the 80s, that's when I think they were really cranking out the most LRPs overall. That's when you started seeing the like 40 to a case super boxes and those green ones and brown ones. Yeah, there were a ton in that era because there were a lot more special forces troops going in and doing long patrols and that kind of stuff. You know, when there's an actual day-to-day need for the consumption of them, you know, you get more of them. But you know, with Enduring Freedom, like a lot of the action was out of forward operating bases and, you know, more established bases where they had messes, or they used UGRs, or they just went with regular MREs for patrols. So they just weren't making as many. All right, so we got all these in the master catalog. We got these photos rotated. We got everything going good there, so I can ditch those from the local copy, and we can go back to metadata work. So along those lines, we're going to jump into Oh wait, I forgot a step. What do we got going on there? Okay, forgot this step. Oh wait, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do that. Yep, okay. So I think we're moving to box 40. Box 46, okay. All right, box 46. 46 is a big one. Oh yeah, it's all kinds of cans. Okay, so gotta do 46 all the way down here. I missed a row. Oh no, I missed a ton of stuff. Okay, let's do this again. How did I screw that up? Okay, so from here, we got 58 items in box 46. This is going to take a little while. That over. Yep, that's a lot. Might have seen 2016 and 2019 cases. Well, more recently it seems like there's been a lot of meal cold weather production. I know I've seen newer than 2010 cases. 2014 saw a lot of production. 2008 saw a lot of production of a lot of things, but I'm not sure about the LRPs. Like 2008 was the biggest real push for the UGRs in a long time. HDRs, there were a bunch in 08, there were a bunch in 10, there were a bunch in 14. Now I know some of the stuff was driven by kind of global catastrophes, like the Thailand tsunami, I think, drove a bunch of production. There were a lot of 05 HDRs. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, like when you look at when and where production really ramps up on stuff versus like what was its purpose. Because you got to think, like, they can't just snap their fingers and crank out a million of these things. So if it's an event where people need food today, right now, then they're not really going to be able to ramp up production. They're going to go into old stores. But then at the same time, they'll produce more, knowing that they've just depleted the stores and they're going to need to, get it back. So you might see like 08 production stuff and think, well, there was a disaster in 08. Were they doing it for that? And it's related in that they went in and they, ate through a huge portion of the stored stuff and needed to refill stocks. 92 is scalloped ham and potatoes at your desk. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, that's a good one. Man, I think I've got a potatoes au gratin downstairs just on its own from Bob. If not, there might have been one in that box from Tekla last week that I might go for. I've had a hankering for one of those things for a very long time. All right. Where was I? I stopped mid-count. Good job. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. You know, there's probably a way that I could shortcut this whole process a little better. I already know there's a way, but it doesn't take a ton of time. Oh. Doing it right would shortcut it pretty well. Swear I can count. So we got Memorial Day weekend right now. Tomorrow's Memorial Day. So anybody doing anything fun for that? Anybody doing any picnics or any travel? Amelie saying Jim sent 3 of the 92 scalloped potatoes because he hates cheese. Told him the US ones don't have any cheese. Canadians one did. Yeah, scalloped potatoes with ham. Wait, are you sure? I think you're right. Hey, we got Wyoming Adventures. Welcome to the stream. Says my first husband was LRP Army in Vietnam, trying to remember what his favorite ration was. So yeah, the Long Range Recon Patrol over there, they were definitely you know, the target audience for the freeze-dried rations. You know, before that was the sock ration, which I'm still kicking myself for not being able to pull the trigger fast enough on those auctions that came up. I know Steve got a bunch, somebody got a bunch, but I did not snag any of those. But back then, probably wasn't the, so there were 8 menus. There was chili con carne, there was corned beef hash, there was chicken stew, chicken with rice, beef with rice, I'm forgetting something. The scalloped potatoes was one of those. But yeah, they're fun. I've had from the late 70s the LRPs. I just can't bring myself to eat one of the the late 60s or early 70s ones because they're just still so rare. The like heavy canvas bag or the like really tight packed ones. I don't have any of the ones that are like folded over and taped up that were early. Man, breakfast MREs though, I still, or breakfast rations. I'd love to get my hands on a full English breakfast one, but I like the maple sausage patty with the maple muffin top. You know, just so much maple in that one. Chicken and rice. Chicken and rice is a good one for sure. I think that's the most recent one that I had. It was either that or the chicken stew. From like, I think the most recent one I had was early 80s. When the ration was basically like a cereal bar and a pack of Mountain House freeze-dried entree and some coffee, and that was the whole thing. And then the prototype that I have from 92, the long life ration packet, that one was where they started adding in more stuff. So that one had a couple different bars and the main, and you know, tried to give you more variety and more calories. And then they did the food packet long range patrol improved, and that became, you know, just the standard food packet long range patrol that we have, you know, carrying through to this day. That's just closer to a normal ration overall in terms of component breakdown. And that's when they went back to the like form packed. Well, actually, no, it's eventually when they transitioned to like the coffee bag style square brick of compressed freeze-dried food. But yeah, the long life ration packet, that was the one where they had the flat bars. Same as the food packet assault that we looked at a few minutes ago. That had the flat bars as well. All right, so we got all that numbering done. Now let's see what we got in among all this stuff. So I can move these makers over. Oh, I don't know, I can keep it in the name too. Do we do much of that? I think it's good. Oh, we'll just move these. No, we won't. Sorry, I'm wishy-washy on this stuff. It'll just make them easier to separate in the searches. LLRP has regular Mountain House and not bars. The long life ration packet has bars. Let's see. We'll jump into long life. LLRP is box 52, so we're getting closer to box 52. Let's see. And then this one we can back out. All right, so box 52 we've got, yeah, so these are bar form. I mean, it's civilian Mountain House, but yeah, it's Mountain House bars. It's not one big, wide, flat piece. Let's see, down here. Yeah. So you can feel the outlines of each of the bars going across there. Unless you meant something different, but yeah, it's not a not like a rounded like lump. And it's not a compressed like cube either. It's individual bars in a wide flat pack. It's hard to tell looking at this though. Like this is probably the the one where you get the best outline of the rectangle. No lasagna among these though, unfortunately. Just a good random assortment. I love that they've got these like prototype labels and stuff on them. They're not even like well lined up, but hey. And it's neat that like they were packed. I think most if not the whole thing was made by Oregon Freeze Dry, and then these were Sopacco packed, I want to say. Seen a singular lasagna LLRP. Really? One of the different varieties, one where they actually printed on the label? Because I know there were a few where they had actual printed labels. Because they did a production run at some point in late '92, but these were still the trial phase prototyping. So let's see. Oh yeah, back over here we got American Bread Company. And we'll be able to just copy some of these, so. Whoop. Won't have to do that the same way every single time. All right, those are all American Bread Company. And then the rest we didn't track. All right, so. Morton House Kitchens. It's the only one of those. Tony Downs Food Company. All right, it's time for another mug of coffee. Maybe you can tell. Get this close up there. Now look at how insanely fine this coffee is. Like it's like the consistency of cocoa powder, and it's really, really good. Just gonna go with a nice heap of that. Still got this steaming thermos water. Try to spill less this time. Still steaming. Man, I love technology. Just a little vacuum chamber around your inner layer, and you can keep hot for a day and cold for a day. $400 a case for the 98 LRPs. I've noticed them popping up. Oh, the guy who got the other case, so are you saying that there's a chance that the case that I've got that's got the complete meal set has a lasagna in it? Still steaming. Still steaming. I don't know what else that would have sounded like. Oh, $400 a case for IMPs? No, thank you. Jeez, that's insane. No, thank you. I mean, they're good and all, but they are not $400 a case good. That's just nuts. So give us a play-by-play on those lentils, CT. got a bunch of unknown manufacturers. Food packet in-flight Cadillac products. Okay, so these are all Cadillac. And that's all the maker info. These things we're not going to have clear dating on. Well, let's take a look. So this is box 46. These are going to be almost impossible to properly date, so I think we're going to put unknown. I mean, some of these are obvious, like 12/7/66. Like, that's fine, that's dateable. But it's just going to be a little much to go through 58 of these and see one by one what we've got in terms of recognizable dates. So part of me wants to go through and chop out all the doubles on the pictures, but that'd probably take just as long as jumping through them, you know, the old way. So opening up the spreadsheet here, we will sort this alphabetically. Making sure that we're in the right order. Okay, so we got fruitcake is going to be first one. Now we're getting close to where I can change the structure of this around, you know, so that we don't have to put everything in there several times. So we got 3, 5, 7, 9. Love this fruitcake has a key on it. You know, and let's see, we got any date info that we can use now. 2414 might be in the style of the newer stuff, so that might be a 72. Wait, no, because there's no 414th day. So it might be backwards. It might be 241st day of 1974. They stopped making MCIs after 1980, so 80 was the last run of those. So it wouldn't be, you know, 84 and no key and brighter coloring. So it probably isn't, you know, 64. So. Oh, Amelie, why did you have to show me that website, by the way? I just see CT's mentioning the Apple turnovers, and now I'm just remembering that site where everything is basically no cost, and I want to buy everything. I want to buy everything they have before it's gone. They have those maple buns, which are Bridgeford, sticky bun kind of things. Kind of like a filled French toast, but maple. For like 48 cents a piece, something like that. Oh wait, actually, so it's 48 divided by 12. Wait, no, sorry, 12 divided by 48. 25 cents a piece. 25 cents each, or 20, maybe not cents because it's in pounds. See the site. Well, if I show you, there won't be any turnovers left, but no, I don't know. I gotta share. So the site is. I'm gonna put it in chat if I can. Close that. Preppershop.co.uk. Oh, Amelie beat me to it, but still, it's just, it's tempting. I'm gonna have to pull the trigger on this order. Wait, we got, oh, okay, that's your name, Sheila. Got I'm like, oh, we got something else. We got Pete. Hey, welcome, Pete. Oh, yeah. That was something I picked up from Steve from those videos. The raisins or the cranberries in the like juice drink powders, you know, any of those combos are great. You know, they're like Sour Patch Kids because the citric acid is a lot stronger in the powder than it is like once you mix it up into the drink. Yeah, they work. That works out really well. The osmotic raisins or osmotic cranberries just really tossed around in the drink mix powder. So thank you, Steve, for that idea. This coffee is excellent. Thanks again, Yossi. Case of 48 turnovers for $20 Canadian, right? And then shipping for another 12 or 14 bucks, something like that. It's insane, but don't buy the turnovers. I want to buy the turnovers, and I am going to buy today. There's only like 2 boxes of those left. Or if you're going to buy them, just don't buy them all. But those maple buns, there's a stupid number of those. There's like 13,000 or 39,000 boxes of those, something insane. And then they've got just like mixed bag ORP components and all kinds of stuff for not much at all. It's just tempting, like, how do you buy 1 box of that stuff when you could buy... Yeah, the maple buns aren't ones that we have, but they're made by Bridgeford, so I'm hoping that they're going to be similar to like filled French toast. But at, you know, like less than 50 cents American a pop, can't really beat that. All right, I'm getting off track. So, yeah, I can't really date this. Unless we want to say 241.4 means, because there is that gap there. I'm going to go, yeah, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go ahead and say 1974 on this. Fruitcake unknown. All right, so now we're down to pound cake. Pound cake bottom says IJ7G7, so not even going to attempt to pull a date from that. IJ7G7, no thank you. Then we got the next pound cake. IJ7G2. Okay, not gonna try that. It's like 30 bucks for a shipped case of 48 of something. Over here, those like Bridgeford snack bread kind of things, like you know, the turnovers or the filled French toast or the, you know, even just like the pound cakes, like the maple muffin top or any of the pound cakes, that kind of stuff. They're like 3 bucks a piece in the States. So when I find those disaster meals for like 3 bucks a piece and they have a pound cake in them, it's worth it just for the pound cake, let alone the meal, the heater, the I was gonna say drink, but there's no drink in those. There's a meal, there's a heater, there's a pound cake, and there's a like a snack bread or a tortilla in those. Hey Rachel, welcome to the stream. $2013 case A and B for 30 plus shipping. Yeah, drop that link. Somebody will pick that up immediately. Ah man, I've been bad. I've been buying storage food rations for myself again lately. I'm trying to eat a lot of rations. Like in this past week, I've had rations for 6 out of 7 days worth of food. Like I said, I got those HDRs for so cheap. it's cheaper than going to the grocery store right now, like to eat those HDRs. So like my normal grocery bill was getting over like 12, 13 bucks a day, you know, if not more, and I can eat the HDRs for under $5 a day, including the shipping. So that's just what I've been doing, and I love those things. So, you know, when you find a deal that's just that good, it's like, how do you turn it up? It's rations, and it's cheaper than groceries. Like, that's, get it while you can when that stuff happens. Speaking of, is anybody in Texas? Because if you're in Texas, there's pallets of HDRs going for, it ends up working out to $29 a case. $29 a case. That's $2.90 per HDR. And it's got, they're 2019, so it's got an oatmeal cookie, a shortbread cookie, and they're, you know, they're this big around and like the better part of an inch thick. So it's an oatmeal cookie, a shortbread cookie, a pack of crackers, a pack of peanut butter, a packet of strawberry jam, 2 Pop-Tarts, unfrosted maple brown sugar, but yeah, they're awesome. And then 2 entrees. And between them, there's, I want to say, 5 or 4 entree types around the case with a random mix between. There's vegetable barley stew, there's lentil stew, there's peas in tomato sauce, which is actually black-eyed peas, not green peas, but black-eyed peas. There's rice with vegetables. You know, it might just be the 4 with a mix between them. I'm trying to think if there's anything else among those. But yeah, those are fantastic. The much more recent HDRs, they have a lot less in them, but they have the same amount of calories. They've got the smoothie, they've got the 2 mains, which are always bean salad and beans with potatoes, which they're good, but they're 400 calorie mains, whereas these are 300 calorie mains, the 2019s. And in the 2021, 2022 mains, they added a ton of sugar. So they're just gloopy, sweet sauce, like lots of it in the mains with the beans. So yeah, they're like 400, 450 calorie mains. And then a 350 calorie, 400-ish calorie smoothie that's fully reconstituted. I mean, it's not powdered, like it's got all the liquid in it. And they're the only thing that changes menu to menu. Everything else about them is the same. So you got the bean salad, beans with potatoes, crackers, sunflower butter, 2 strawberry jams, 1 oatmeal cookie, I want to say, and either a sweet potato grape smoothie or an apple banana smoothie. So those are the only difference between the menus in the 2021s and 2022s. But the black-eyed peas with tomato sauce is awesome. And the rice ones, the rice with vegetables, and actually there's 2 rice ones I want to say, but those are just awesome. Like, it's sticky glutinous rice, so once you heat those up, they're really good. It's kind of like that crunchy kind of taste, or not crunchy, but you know, there's like a more of a give to it when you don't heat them. And they don't come with heaters, but if you get the chance, always heat up the HDR mains. They're so much better hot. Ooh, what did I miss? Oh God, that's horrible. That's horrible, Rachel. I just saw your comment. That's horrible. I mean, I hope the stream can distract you for a little bit, but I don't even know where to begin. That's just terrible. Amelie, you were saying with the next box, can you buy an HDR? We're gonna have to split this up. I get terrified when I send a box that's got, 10 plus pounds and 20 things in it. I get terrified of customs going out, It's, what if everything in that box never showed up? That gets scary, the more stuff. So right now we've got, that like that one ORP or whatever the heck it is. Sorry if I keep saying ORP and it's an Arctic or something, but we've got that. We've got all those Dunkins. We've got the little mini Dunkins display. You've got, you're gonna have sheets of lasagna. There's like I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff. So it's getting pretty big. It's gonna be troublesome if that were to go missing in transit. All right, where did I leave off with this? We are on the second Interstate Baker's Pound Cake. Yeah, this is gonna be, let's see, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. Picture 15 is where I should be at. Yeah, this is so easy to get off track. But hey, that's the point of the stream, is just hanging out with you guys, getting a little work done, and talking about rations. And these have those IJ7G dates on them pretty much the whole way through. Let's see, these have, so these are in two different directions. So we got 18048 and then we got 129. I'm not going to attempt to pull a year out of that information. We got 2940 with 3. Got 90 written on the back, but that is not going to be 1990. That's just some random information on there. Atoe Foods. Let's see, is that this one? It's Eunice King's Kitchen. It's the last one. This American Bread Company one, we're gonna say 2940. Let's look at the back of this can. That's the one that says 90. From the paint style, I almost want to say this one's going to be a 1980. Yeah, I'm going to say 1980 on this one. Well, no, they did that paint style right around late 60s, early 70s too. Oh, you're moderating over there, Amelie? I don't know. I didn't see the I saw the opposite. I don't see CT swearing, but I do see the word idiots. I don't know. There's, sometimes no rhyme or reason to the list. All right, we're gonna say 1980 on, or 1970 on this. American Bread Company one. And that's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be these. has got another one of those long form crazy dates, but oh wait, no, I think this has got a clear 68 on it. Or is that a 58? Or that does say 58, but this isn't going to be a 1958, is it? This shape? Toei Foods in Nebraska City. So we got, that's definitely a 5, that's definitely an 8. I mean, this could have come out of an RCI, but doubtful. And then this other set of numbers is 1, 2, 3, 8, it looks like up there. Yeah, I think that says 58. And Toe Foods isn't super common. So let's call this a 58. I mean, I've seen cans from World War II that are in just as good shape, so the actual like paint quality doesn't necessarily matter much at all. Should be the back of that one, and it's a key. You know, that's another. It's another hint there. Yeah. Don't want to get off the. Or get out of order on these things. Seven, 8, 67, 14. You know, the 67 in the middle there could just be total coincidence. And then this next one, 19, 6, 60, or 59? Yeah, 59 too. These don't look too far apart, so I'm going to think that that number is not going to be clear for dating. Oh, I don't know. This one says 66, 12, 7, 66A, 19, 6. Yeah, actually, I think these might be dates. And the last part might be batch numbers. Coffee's gone right through me, so I'm going to have to be right back. Just a moment. Find the be right back screen. All right, I'll be back just 1 second. All right, I am back. everyone gets one S word. That's your ration of profanity in here. Yeah, we usually do pretty good. I don't mind if there's a comment or two. I mean, this isn't marked as a stream for kids or anything, just mainly because they'd find it boring. But, you know, since this is attached to the museum, I try and keep it as clean as we can, and you guys have always done a great job of that, so I appreciate that. No worries, you know. You know, there's been worse set on, you know, G-rated movies over the years, so. Yeah, and Rachel, I want to echo what Yossi said a minute ago. We're all here for you. We all love you. You're your family, and you know, if there's anything we can do to keep your mind off of it, you know, we will. It's just, that's such an awful move. Like, you know, sorry you're having to go through that. Ordo's saying, watching Band of Brothers and impressed whoever did the K rations didn't create something a bit different for the airborne. So, you know, the Band of Brothers stuff, there's been a few times where some of the rations from filming have showed up, you know, on eBay. There was a signed box signed by Bill Garnier that's out there somewhere. And he was a Philly resident. He was alive until, you know, somewhere in the last 10 years, I want to say. He's buried in the same cemetery as my father, actually. So at some point, I definitely got to visit his grave when I take a trip out and visit my father's. Yeah, now I have an actual factual Band of Brothers K-ration piece. You know, I have one of the key, you know, the unlabeled side of either a K-ration can or a, you know, like an accessory packet can from a foxhole from a position that was occupied only by Easy Company. So, you know, so that item would trace right back to them. So it's not from a TV show, and it's nothing that fantastic looking, but I only paid, you know, like $20 or something for it, and you know, it comes with photos and coordinates for where it came from and all that. So, you know, it's you know, it's a kind of iffy thing going out and digging those sites, but at the same time, it's a metal can lid. If it wasn't found and removed, it wasn't going to last. Oh, you don't have to apologize at all, Rachel. Don't worry about it. We're here for you. We love you. You know, so it's, you know, it's just an awful situation. So yeah, the Band of Brothers that's one of my favorite TV shows of all time. The Pacific just never hit the same way for me. Like I watched The Pacific twice. I just don't, you know, I don't get as attached. You know, and it's just as exciting. Some crazy stuff happened over there. It's just Band of Brothers just has this totally different feel for it, or feel, you know, to it, and you know, the men of Easy Company, like you just get much more attached to them. And maybe, you know, I can't remember if they had as much of the you know, the interview scenes in, you know, by the time they made Pacific as they did when they made Band of Brothers, since they had so many of the members of Easy Company still alive and, you know, able to contribute to the filming at the time. But, you know, I'll have to give Pacific another shot. But Band of Brothers is every, you know, couple years I rewatch that. That's a great show. See, now I do this and then I get all mixed up as to where I was in the order of things. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to say, so we already said 58 on that. Yeah, we're going to go for these numbers in the middle as being dates because they're just too specific. So we got 67, we got 69, we got 66. Okay, so this white bread from American Bread Company, we're going to go with 67. White bread, American Bread Company, 1967. Then we got 1969. We Then we got 1966 across these next couple cans here. 67, 69. Oh wait, the 66 is further down. This date pudding. 2889. This is definitely not from 1928, so that's going to be an ignore on the date. Yeah, it's definitely not from 1928. So I don't know how to read the dating for Morton House Kitchens. American Bread Company seems to be pretty straightforward. All right, so now we'll get back over here to the photos. So we've got, starting with the white bread. So that should be this one, but let's confirm. Yep, okay. And this should be date pudding. I just got to check pretty regularly, or else I end up in a situation where I've screwed up and done 20 photos wrong, and it's probably, you know, not the most exciting thing to watch me copy content from one column to the next. But like I've said, you know, we're just talking, we're hanging out, and this is the kind of work that needs to happen to make the museum ready to launch someday. You've had the MCI canned bread? I've never tried it. I have, you know, a couple cans here, but trying not to eat these. I do want to try the white bread at some point. All right, now we're down to crackers. So we're all the way down here. Got these gold cans crackers with no dating information, I don't think. Nope. Got 2 cans of crackers. Let's look through dates again. That looks like a 65 to me. But it says, I think it just says P-65. And then it says 933. 1965 could be right. Chicken and noodles, 1965. Nothing on the bottom. Just making sure everything's coming in 2s as well. Yeah. You know, every now and then I like to throw myself a curveball and take 4 shots of something or 3 shots of something. Oh God, yeah. Popeye definitely had some good luck not getting blown to bits. You know, not everybody gets to say they got, you know, that close twice. All right, so we got 60. What was it? 65? Yeah, we got 65 on the chicken and noodles. And we got 73. Yeah, we got December 73 on the ham sliced cooked with juices. So let's see. Chicken and noodles. 1965. 1975. These tuna, I don't think they had a readable date, unless it's a 1991. 8/91/21. Tuna CEJ. So there we go. There's one where I think I threw myself off. No, okay, 2. 891.21. You know, it could be August 1991, batch 21. The gold stuff with the black lettering reminds me of British 10-man rations, but I don't know if we had figured out whether or not that was. Amelie, chime in if you had a thought on that. Yeah, we weren't canning anything in 91, but British 10-man and 4-man definitely were. This peanut butter is 66, or does that say 86? Oh, it's peanut butter. Peanut butter dating's always weird. Wouldn't be 86. That's 98, maybe 51. 51? I don't know. Peanut butter dating is always weird. More tuna. It says 721 tuna 29105 EJ. So that's not going to be a dateable tuna. And another tuna. So I got 4 cans of this tuna. 15, 9, 8L or 6L. That doesn't look that great. Yeah, I'm gonna go with no dating on those. Tuna is not compo. Okay. Kind of looks like an in-flight. There was some gold in-flight stuff. So I'm gonna go with unknowns on all the tunas and the peanut butter. Let's see, and I'll catch up on photos before we go too much further. So 2. All right. We left off at gold crackers, so that's what these should be. We get the first 3 on the crackers. No. Yep, there we go. Just going to check in and make sure this next set is tuna. Let's see. No, I'm off by a whole set somehow. Did I not move down? Did I accidentally paste over something? That's ham canned with juices. Were there 2 cans of this? There are 2 cans of this. That throws everything off. Or I did the same can twice. Let's see. Nope, definitely different cans. And the second one is not going to be dateable. Okay, so got to shift everything here. And gonna have to add that to master data, because that's not in there. Oh god, we're still so far from the end of this. See, master data. Canned ham slice cooked with juices. All right, so we're gonna need to go ahead and it's gonna be fun. Gonna insert one after the last one in this 4659. And then shift this whole section down one. It's not too bad. Okay. All right, there we go. Oh, I missed CT's comment a while back. Let's see, was the intent always to have the museum on the internet? So I do plan to open an actual museum. Right now, what I'm really doing more so than getting it on the internet is getting a provable record of what's in the collection. Being able to point to, here's the 1,000+ things that have been collected so far, is going to help with fundraising, and it's going to be necessary to get the collection insured, which is still something that hasn't happened. So the original goal was, I wasn't putting my mind to it really. When I first thought about this whole thing, I was just thinking, I'm going to get a couple glass cases, I'm going to get a room somewhere, I'm going to stick this stuff in, and people will come and take a look. The goal now is to have as much information as possible online, to do 3D scans of as many things as we can, and get that out there for people to, use in media, to use in games, to, whatever, to have a virtual museum that people can go through, and to have a real physical museum that people can come and walk through. So there's a lot of goals, at this point, but for right now, it's just been catalog everything and get a written record of everything, which has to happen before, a written and photographic record of everything, which has to happen before all kinds of following steps. But none of this was in my head when everything started. And that's just kind of goes to show I really wasn't thinking it through yet. And at this point, it's like I can look at it and say, there's years of work, I want there to be more people attached to this and helping with this, but that even requires, like, if I had 1 or 2 more office spaces in the building that I'm in now, I could set up desks, I could set up photographic space, I could set up a scanning space and not have to take them down in between every session, which is where it's at now. Like, if I go into the office where the museum archive room is, and pull a box and take it into the shared conference room and set up the photographic, the light box for taking these pictures, and set up the, rig to do some 3D scanning. It takes 45 minutes to get everything set up. Then we do the stream for a couple hours. Then it takes 45 minutes or an hour to take it all down and pack it all away and put it back in the room, because that's not my space. That's a shared part of the building. So there's a ton of time being wasted set up and tear down, and unless I'm physically there to do all that stuff, nobody else can come in and help. But if you think about it, like when I have a room that's set up all the time, then I can have like a meetup locally once a month or something, and try and get some interest from just locals that want to help out and that have some spare time, and then get some folks some keys and say, you can come in between Monday and Friday, and go into the museum and pull a box and go through and take more notes on this stuff, or take better photos, or a lot of the stuff in the collection is like whole rations, and we've just taken a picture of the outside bag. I want to take everything out. I want to get nice photos of every single item in them, you know, lay them out. Like, there's going to be all kinds of stuff that needs to get emptied. You know, all these cans we're looking at right now, they can't stay full. They're going to rot. Like, you know, you can already see some damage to the exterior on a lot of these. So that's a whole effort that's going to take months, you know, to do as well. Is they've got to be cut open, cleanly, emptied, dried, and you know, we want to do that without damaging the written part on the top, using like a smooth edge can opener from the bottom on as many of these as we can. So all that stuff, you know, I want 40 years from now, everything that's in the collection now to still be in the same shape it's in now, you know. And there's 200 plus pieces of literature in the collection that more than 100 of them are probably one of the only copies out there in terms of like a lot of these weird little flimsy pamphlets on civil defense stuff that I've been keeping an eye out for that for 15 years. And, you know, at this point, I haven't seen anything new in 2 or 3 years, you know, so yeah, I would love that. Sheila, if you know, you get the chance when there's a place to come walk through, like right now, if anybody's going to be in Philadelphia, we can, and you give me some heads up, we can coordinate, you can come in, we can pull anything out that you want to look at. But I think it's going to be a lot more fun when there's, you know, big displays with little cards and good lighting and backdrops with information and all that kind of stuff. But starting an actual museum that's not, you know, and here's my one for the week, that's not half-assed. It's not quick. It's a long process with a lot of steps. But hey, got several thousand of those steps done so far, so the rest of it doesn't look so bad. You know, I've been working on this for 7 years and gonna keep going. You know, everything worth doing is gonna be, or maybe not everything, but you know, most stuff that's really worth doing is going to be difficult. Let's see, so we've got unknown for the manufacturers on these ham slices. Is that correct? No, because I got Libby McNeil, Libby Inc. on the first set, and then on the second set I've got Blue Star Foods. So I'm gonna augment that info there. You know, and I just hope that, oh, thanks. I really appreciate that, Sheila. NCT, you know, and everybody, you know, I just appreciate you guys come and keep me company while I'm doing all this, you know, and Amelié, I gotta say 1,000,000 times over, I appreciate all the help you've given time and time again, working through this data, organizing stuff, working on the photos with me. You know, it means the world to me to have, you know, any help on this stuff. You know, so it just makes me feel a little less crazy when, you know, other folks take an interest on this. Tony Downs Foods. I think I already have the Tony Downs listed for the chicken. Yeah. All right, then the tunas. They're definitely unknowns in terms of years and makers. Peanut butter. Cinderella Foods. And tuna, larger text, is also an unknown, and I think there's 2 cans of that too. So that's another shift. If so, yeah, there's 2 different cans of that. So we're gonna have to catalog them separately. Okay, so another shift here. All right, so we'll go back down to the bottom. Box 46, item 60. And we'll shift all these. do the same in metadata. Why does this not line up at all? What did I screw up here? Oh, okay, that's not screwed up. That's fine. Those numbers don't match in that sense. Ah, sorry about that. Yeah, Sheila, one of the big things I really want to do with the whole museum is get a feel for who made all this stuff, and then go individually for every manufacturer we find, give at least a little write-up about who they are, you know, and then over time try and contact these people and get a feel for, you know, what the scenario was around their, you know, their time producing military products. You know, who was involved. There's so much of the story of ration production that's just little fragments here and there. Over time, I want to kind of coalesce it all into one place, and hopefully it's useful to people. You know, and interesting, you know, that kind of... Oh, I have... Alright, this is Cinderella. It's the maker, not the year. Okay. Alright, so let's catch up on photos. We got the second ham slice that confused the heck out of me. And then we got the first tuna. Now this should be tuna. Let's see. Yep, okay. Back on track. Peanut butter. Yep. Larger text tuna. Yep. Now we got to go through and write description text, or not description text, well, that's coming, but got to go through and write some keywords for these. And then they will be searchable on the site. And just if you haven't seen that, let's just take a little side journey into the collection website. So this is what we're populating right now, is this website where we can see everything in the collection. And then it's all broken down. You see these keywords that we've been entering. And you can say, well, let's click meal halal individual right here. And we can see everything. I love how fast this is. We can see everything that's in the collection that's got that tag. MRE, let's look at all the MREs. Well, there's a lot of things there. You know, let's look at Retort. Let's just see everything that's got Retort. Oh, there's all kinds of stuff there. You know, we've got our word cloud, so we can see the most popular phrases in there. You know, Canadian Admiral Corporation. Well, the only thing we've got from them is this Radiac. You know, but then we can go in close and take a look in detail on any of this stuff. And we've got a system in the background that takes these great big Google images and crushes them and makes them so that the website is fast. So this will just, you know, help. Also in the community, people try and or sometimes need to say, oh, what year was this, or what version of this, or has anybody seen such and such? And I get phone calls, you know, a couple times a month from folks that are wondering if the museum has a specific thing and if I can send photos of it. And so now I can answer those questions really quickly, and I can say, hey, I've got this database. I know what we have by just running a quick search against it, and I can go grab the thing. But soon, I'll be able to say, the collection website is up for everybody. Go ahead, take a look. You know, you can search really quick and say, you know, oh, does he have a, does he have a chicken with rice? You know, yeah, okay, he does. He has all these different varieties of chicken with rice in the collection, you know. Oh, there's beef with rice, but still, you know, it's just so fast. I'm just so happy with this collection website speed. You know, this whole thing, like I spent like 3 months in the background evaluating, starting, testing collection website structures with the goal of being able to take a spreadsheet of data, dump it, update the site quickly, easily, and to have all the, you know, images optimized and watermarked and all that stuff. You know, I could have just gone with WordPress, but then somebody would be doing every single item individually, going in and making a page and filling it out and all kinds of, I mean, it would have taken 1,000 times longer. This is already, you know, a big enough effort. We're only about halfway through putting the stuff into the site, so it's, you know, it's slow going, but this is just, it's just so, I'm just so happy with the way the actual website's turning out. And it's going to be so easy to say, does the museum have this? And does it, you know, what does it look like? What's the condition of it? You know, that kind of stuff. I think I might have screwed up there. Let's see. Nope, okay. Still on track. Alright, so I don't think we tried to date these orange nut rolls. Let's take a look at them. So we have 2951, 2961, or maybe they're all 295, 2952, 2952, 295 or 2961. It would be, so now I'm not so sure. I don't think I'm going to try and date these, just because there's almost no chance that they're made exactly 1 year apart. So I don't think the 4-digit dating on these is going to work. See, this pound cake, 25853, 25853 down there again. Not going to try and date that. 2585, wait, that's the same dating scheme. This one's stamped all over the place. I mean, it could be 53, it could be 58, it could be none of those, so we're not going to try and date those. This is 10/9/58. That's clear enough. So the cinnamon nut roll is 1958. And the second cinnamon nut roll is 10/9/58 as well. Yep. 2 58s on the cinnamon nut rolls. 52 on the chocolate. Could be all kinds of 50s. I don't know. That looks like an 8 to me. So we have 58, 58, 52, 58. Starting with the cinnamons. 1958. Oh, that's the other thing on the collection website. You can go into the timeline, see everything that we've put dates to, which is why I really want to take the extra effort to put dates on these, you know, because we don't have much in the 50s right now. So we'll be fleshing in, or actually anything. So we'll be fleshing in this area with a bunch of stuff with this pass through and some stuff in the 60s. And you can kind of just move through the collection going through time, you know, so all this stuff is just so cool. And then you can export all the data if you want to dig through it another way. Oh, this page is temporary. And then eventually we'll come back through and put latitude and longitude on everything so that this whole map will be filled with dots, and you can go into each country and expand out and see what's in there and follow through to the item page. Yeah, it's a good system. I'm happy with it. Now I just need to fill it out with data and then come back and do more passes. So all these are going to need descriptions. All these are going to need locations. All these are going to need, you know, a lot. Let's see, it's 5:30, so we got another half hour of this. We're probably only going to get through most of this box. But hey, 60 items is 60 items. That's a good box. Hey, we got a bit of a raid coming over from Alpha Exchange. Hey, Shaggin' Wagon. Roasted garlic berry. Which one are you? Hey, welcome. And we got Chew coming over. Good to have you again. Sword Blades. See, good to have you guys. Welcome to the stream. We're just taking a look at the collection site stuff, going through and doing the super fun task of expanding the metadata catalog and dating stuff and getting the photos and names and all that on the website. So, bull market. Oh, hey, good to have you over here. When ration NFT? I mean, so I made my own token on Solana for messing around for ruler yak stuff, just to play with it. There's never going to be any like real purpose to it, but I want to use that as a learning experience to then come back and do something blockchain related for the Ration Museum. You know, I want to have like ration bucks or ration tokens, you know, something fun. I was thinking having it as like a reward for coming and trying to fill in information on this website eventually, so people can say, oh, you know, I'm going to go do descriptions and I'll earn five ration tokens for every description that I add, and then we can do raffles or giveaways or something where, you know, you can exchange your tokens for chances at the giveaway. You know, I want to have some fun engagement like that. As far as NFTs, I would think I would need a much bigger social media presence to try something like that. But, you know, they are tied to unique things, so it could be like NFT sponsorship of real world items, something like that. I don't know. There's definitely room to try and do something neat with that in the in the crypto space, but for a museum, because like being able to track provenance of an item or just the current ownership of an item with an NFT in the museum space is a neat idea. For the Ration Museum, I don't know, like, because I don't ever really intend for anything in this collection to go elsewhere. There's always people who are like, when are you going to sell stuff? When are you going to sell stuff? That's just not in the current plans to sell anything. I mean, like, when there's a museum, there will be a gift shop. And when there's a gift shop, we're going to try and get fresh production, like items from Bridgeford or from Sterling or from Warnick, Baxter, I guess, whoever the heck it is now, so that people can buy like ration stuff in the gift shop on the way out, and reproductions of the ads and stuff. Like, I've got all these, this is part of why it takes so long to do a box. I've got all these ads that I'd like to reproduce, whether as pictures you can put up on your wall, or t-shirts, or, you know, whatever. You know, we want to sell them through the gift shop, maybe make some money for the museum. This probably is the wrong side of this ad, to be honest. This bird's eye one seems like the wrong side. Probably. See, I get distracted. Here we go. Bath salts had a different meaning then. Or I guess they still do. I love the Victory Vitamin C ads. You know, and these scans, these are really, really good. Like, you can get into the detail on these. Like, these were really decent scans. Problem is they were all like slightly tilted, and that's just gonna, I'll probably have to rescan all of them. But yeah, these things I think will be a good gift shop addition for folks that want like a reproduction poster or one of these on their wall. Yeah, and these were really, honest to God, just tossed off of passing naval ships for the entrenched Marines that were on islands in the Pacific in World War II, and they were wax coated, you know, in and out, so they would float. The cans of goods inside would be fine. But yeah, I just love these ads. Men don't stop, well, let's see. Men don't stop hankering for good American hamburgers when they put on a uniform. Our fighters on the front were hungry for hamburgers, so the U.S. Army Quartermaster Corps put the problem up to the meat packing industry, and it was a problem. Now millions of these pre-cooked hamburgers are part of combat rations for our men all over the world. They bring to these men the complete highest quality proteins of meat in one of its most popular forms. Remember, a lot of the meat of all kinds you are not getting now is making eating brighter and more nutritious for about 12 million Americans in uniform. So yeah, this is one of those like wartime ads that's reminding folks that you're making do with what you got on the home front. That's not quite the food that you're used to, because a lot of the stuff that you're used to was getting prioritized for military service. So like Spam, they made less of it, and they had a wartime label that had, you know, no bright colors and that kind of stuff, because everything was being rationed at home. And, you know, like I said, there was priority given to soldiers overseas, because, you know, you've got all the comforts of home. You're at home, you know, so you can make do. You can get some of this or some of that. But overseas, they needed that hamburger to remind them, you know, that what they were going through was temporary, you know, to some sense. All right, now we'll do another 5 items, and then I'll get distracted and jump off into some other random topic, I'm sure. So, okay, we're down to pound cakes. Oh, we were dating things. All right, so we had dated up through this fruit cake. All right, pound cakes. We're on the first one, so let's see. What do we got right here? All right, down to the first pound cake. Oh yeah, so I got like 60-ish of the ads, Sheila, from the era that they're all just so much fun. You know, a bunch of cigarette ads, a bunch of meat, a bunch of just, you know, DuPont cellophane made the pack, you know, the plastic that went around the like K rations and you know, M units and all that random stuff. So Continental Can Company, like, you know, transportation companies, Booth Fruit Company, all these people had their ads. So it was a different era for sure. You know, you'd hear about like, you know, when women would get a tear in like their nylon stockings, that you wouldn't throw it away. You would take it to a collection site that would use that nylon and recycle it and use it for making, you know, rope or other gear for the military. You know, you wouldn't throw away your tires. You'd go recycle the rubber. You wouldn't throw away, you know, your metal cans. You'd go recycle the metal cans because, you know, to keep up World War II, there was just a ridiculous effort here in the States to manufacture everything that was needed. And before the U.S. joined the war, that same stuff was going on to supply the Brits and to supply other allies before we officially entered the war. So there was a lot of that. Oh yeah, GI's drinking coffee. I think I have one of those. See, I'm down to cinnamon nut roll. Where are we? Okay, so that's this right here. Yeah, okay. And in another 20 minutes, we'll stop. We'll try this halal beef roast. I hope the keyboard noise isn't too loud throughout all this. Just being a little neurotic now thinking about that. Fruitcake. Oh, this is chocolate nut roll. I hope I got off track somewhere. Cinnamon nut roll. Okay, we just got these flipped in picture order. That's okay. We will flip them in spreadsheet order 2. So does this go chocolate, wait. Chocolate, then fruitcake? Uh-oh. This whole box has been a little shifted. Chocolate, fruitcake. Some of the stuff that I have to say while walking through this has got to sound so insane out of context. Okay, so there are 3 chocolates and 2 fruitcakes, not the other way around. So I don't have to shift everything. I just have to go turn that into that. Okay. The first chocolate nut roll. Okay, so the first chocolate nut roll we have marked as 58. Was that what that was? Or 52. Okay, so the cinnamons, and all over the place. That's a 3. That's a 3, not an 8. So we got 3, 8, cinnamon, chocolate. Oh man, this is wrong. Oh no, okay. So we got 1953, 1958, 1952. Then we got the chocolate. First chocolate is, let me just double check this one more time. Now that's another 8. That's an 8. Thank you. Or are they all 3s? I think it's 3, 8, 8. Okay. So then we get down to the chocolate nut roll. And the first one of those is a 52. You like the typing sounds? Well, good. Because you got lots of that. 1952. Okay. So then we got... Sounds like gremlins in the system messing things up. Yeah, it's running through these things, you know, can after can after can, and just me rattling it off, and either, you know, at the time, either Pete or Amelie or Nick, you know, typing stuff down, you know, keeping up with me. Sometimes things just got flipped out of order. There's some ASMR factor going on here. I really got to say, I'm happy, you know, that finally started putting some audio to this, you know, background music to this, because it does seem, going back and listening to the ones before the lo-fi background soundtrack, it's just a little weird and echoey and hollow, you know. But I think this was a good addition, just having some nice chill music. So we got 52 on the second chocolate nut roll, 52 on the third. Then the fruitcake, that's a 58. The second fruitcake, that's going to be a messed up stamp, I believe. I can't date that one. All right, so (1952), 1952, 1958, unknown. All right, down to the raisin nut cake. Just gonna catch up on these photos. So we got chocolate nut roll number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Fruitcake number 1. Fruitcake number 2. Oop. Let's make sure that last one is a fruitcake, front of the can. Come on. Yep. All right. Yep, there we go. So I've had these, the pound cakes and the chocolate nut rolls going back to 1970, and I want to try farther. I'm gonna have to find another big supply of them though, because like the pound cakes that I had, I got like 20 something at once for next to nothing, and they're the ones that I'll still crack one every now and then and share with somebody that hasn't got any chance to try something from the old collection. Now that they're 52, I mean, I waited until they were 50, but now that they're 52, you know, it's the half century club. So if you're ever in Philly and you stop by and you're willing to try something with just the slightest bit of rancidity on the outer edge, but that still has that vanilla flavor to it and everything, we should crack a pound cake together and you can join that half century club with me. Say, I've eaten, you know, a product that has milk and eggs in it that was made more than half of a century ago. All right, we got 51. Where's that 61? That's a pretty complete edge there, but could be a little surface schmutz. And I just realized I haven't done any of the rotating on this set. That's 48. So I'm thinking 51 and 48 on the raisin nut cakes. 1951, 1948. And let's check the manufacturers, because unknown just doesn't sound right on a can like this. Oh, my might be unknown. Yep, these do not have manufacturer listed. Got it. Chicken boned, Tony Downs food. I know I've got Tony Downs up there somewhere. Let's see. Will you fill yourself in? Yep, cool. Yeah, the the old pound cakes in the set that I have, the cans, they're sucked in, so the top and bottom are still pulled inward, and when you crack it with the can opener, they pop out and they pull air in. So they're still in perfect shape, and I keep them, at 60 degrees underground, so they're not really gonna change, anytime soon. Let's see, wait. Those, back of those, front of the next can, back of that can, hopefully these are all in the same order in the photos as they are in the spreadsheet. All right, so let's stop and double check. This should be chicken and noodles. Come on. Yep, chicken and noodles. Okay, I got it. Uh-oh, 15 minutes. Definitely want to get this box done. May not get to the keywords and stuff on this pass though. But that's alright. If I get the photos done, I can start running that. And we can always overwrite keywords. Alright, so this should be boned chicken. Yep, sweet. And then we're on to all these food packet in-flight accessory packets. Did I take 18 pictures of these? No, I did not. So honestly, this can come back down. This can just say times 14 as far as I'm concerned. And that's the whole rest of this box, so I won't count them all separately. Okay. So let's get back to the photos. Let's see if this boned chicken. Alright, we did the nut cakes. And we're looking at the boned chicken. That one's going to be, I think that's going to be a 65. 1959 on the chopped ham and eggs. $65 on the chicken and noodles. 65 on the next chicken and noodles. Pretty rough. Don't think I can tell on the turkey loaf. 247 isn't going to give it away on the beefsteak because this certainly wasn't made in 1947. Okay, so we've got 1965, and then we've got the chicken and noodles were both 65, the turkey loaf is unknown, and what I say on this, 58, the chopped ham and eggs, 59, and look at that, I didn't take back shots of the first chicken boned, so I'm gonna have to remember that, putting those in there. 1959, okay. Almost through dating these things. We're down to beefsteak with gravy, chicken boned, and the last food packet. So beefsteak with gravy. Yeah, can't date that. Last chicken boned, 1959. Okay, and then not going to be able to date that accessory packet. Beefsteak unknown, 1959 on the chicken, and unknown on the accessory. Okay, so we got dates done, just got, see the bone chicken, is that? Okay, perfect, so we just got the accessory packet. Oh wait, something's got to be wrong then, if the first chicken didn't have a back. Yeah, because that's ham and eggs. Oh, confusing. Don't tell me there's 2 sets of ham and eggs. No, but there's 3 pictures. 3 pictures of the ham and eggs, so that kicked everything else off by 1. So technically all these shots were still usable. Oh, so much fun. Yeah, that just worked out. That was just lucky. Okay, so food packet in flight. Oh, and this second picture of the chicken bone is a ham and egg, so that should not be there. Okay. Okay, last picture to copy over, or last set of pictures. Last 1, 2, and 3 in. Okay. Okay. Spicy's saying, got an arpole laying around. Well, eat it if it's still any chance it's close. Yeah, the arpole stuff didn't last forever. Okay, so that's all the photos. Let's see what we can get in terms of not description, but subject information. Everything in this set is going to be United States. None of those other cans are ORP, so they're like in-flight stuff. This is all the same all the way down. Okay, so all we need is subject. All this should say food packet, not food pack. Copy these because these are IF4s. Copy that. Okay. So all these olive drab cans are going to be MCI stuff. The gold cans, we're going to say food packet in flight for the bulk of these, or for all of these. So let's go do those first. We'll start with this base. See, the crackers are the first of those. We'll start with this. I can close out this URLs. We don't need that for right now. I can close out the master, so this will be easier to jump back and forth. Okay. So the crackers, we're going to do that, and we're going to say can bread we'll do canned meat, what else do we got that's gold? Peanut butter, call that spread. What we got? Everything from there down we're going to call food packet in flight. It's from the chicken boned on down. Yeah, we may actually get through. And entree. Call that all good. Accessory packet. Yeah, for the most part, the reflective ones were in the in-flight rations. I don't know if that was intentional to be able to use as like a mirror. The olive drab stuff, you know, it's to go along with all the other regular uniform stuff in terms of being like somewhat camouflage. Definitely was all, you know, like, so you were saying he was long-range recon patrol, so there would have been sock rations would have been canned, there would have been meal combat individuals were canned, there would still have been some assault rations that would be canned, but then the freeze-dried stuff, the long-range patrol rations would have all been pouched and, you know, tear bag kind of stuff. There was no retort yet. The retorts came about in 1980. So the very first U.S. retort ration was the MRE, and that was first case is 1980. And I got a case of 1980s. I got a case this past week of 1980s that's going to be showing up at the museum in the next day or two. So I'm super excited about that. A full, unopened, fully banded case, lot 117 or 116, something like that. So that's exciting to me. But so yeah, the canned stuff, you know, was more prevalent. So like anything that wasn't like 3-day, 5-day, 6-day, go out into the jungle and stay out in the jungle, they'd have given MCIs with a can opener, and you know they've got their water in them. So like, you know, you don't have to separately boil water or separately purify water. You just open them up and eat them. You know, preferably eat it, but you know, not necessary. And because they've got the water in them, they also weigh quite a bit more. So you know, the long-range recon patrol stuff, they would go out with freeze-dried, just for, you know, for weight, for the main savings, because you could take, you know, a week's worth of food for the equivalent of 2 days worth of the you know, they call it wet pack stuff. All right, so now we've got all these loose olive drab cans. that are going to be MCI stuff, except for all the 50 stuff is going to be RCI stuff. So we're going to have to have 2 different sets. Let's see. What do I have in terms of RCI? Not RCIR, but Ration Combat Individual. Let's see what we got. Nothing yet. Okay. This is the first RCI stuff to make it into the metadata. So we'll start with that. Can, bread. Whoop. Not ration. Ration. Oh, we got 6 o'clock, so I'm going to finish up this and then we're going to jump into a halal ration. Oh, you're going to miss the good part, Amelie. Let's see, ration, combat, individual. I always screw up typing individual. RCI, United States, ration. Okay. So we'll do can bread, ration combat. Okay, we can do that for all of these. And these. These orange nut rolls and stuff, these are all going to be MCI. This is going to be RCI. Okay, so we'll say MCI for the rest of this stuff. Meal combat individual, MCI. Okay, yeah, this is almost done. You know, with a lot of this stuff, it's best guesses because they certainly put olive drab cans in in-flight rations. They put gold cans in some MCIs. So this isn't perfect, but it's close. You know, and the best thing in the world is if somebody could reach out and prove me wrong on any of this, because we'll just update the data, and I'll be happy to have more information to add to the file. So like if they can say, you know, here's something that says this manufacturer only made for these rations in that year, and here's the way the dating scheme really works, we'll just update this. I have no problems with that, and then I know, and I can be a better, you know, more authoritative source on this kind of stuff in the future, because I'm only learning as I go. Certainly, you know, I didn't go to school for rations, you know. Oh, there's no problem at all. And I'm, you know, sorry to hear that, but if looking at this stuff reminds you of them in a positive light, then I'm happy to help. Hey, we got all this done. So let's import that into the site, and then it's going to be slowly pulling the images, and that'll probably take longer than this has available, but hey, we might actually get lucky and get through all these images before the show's over. So I'm going to do an export, download, spreadsheet, this, and we can jump over to the screen I haven't needed this whole time. And this is what all the data looks like raw. And then over here we're going to go to home, collection site. We're going to open up the current data set. We're going to overwrite it with this new data set. Save it, close it, and then, oh wait, no, I won't do that yet. I just forgot. I have this other piece. Okay, so we're going to go back and we're going to go to photos first. There we go. So for photos, we are going to open up metadata. copy what we just downloaded over that, save it. And where does the output go? Does it write it directly to the data file? Let me just take a look at the way this... Oh, hey, no problem, Smokey. Well, you're back for the food, so that'll be fun. Oh, good night, Yossi. Good to have you with us again. Thanks for the coffee. All right, so this is the that script that I wrote. I can zoom this so you guys can see a little bit. So this whole thing takes the spreadsheets, restructures them, restructures them, then goes through, compares the image file that I have in the spreadsheet from the Google Drive, where it says like drive.google.com/whatever, checks against the list of stuff that I've already processed, and gets the right information if it's already been processed. Otherwise, it does all this extra junk to download the image, and then resize it, reduce its weight, watermark the big ones, and move those over to the collection space, and then output the data from each row to the file that drives the live site. So let me just double check that. That's what I was looking at. I wanted to make sure I'm not crazy. Okay, so yeah, it puts the data test CSV, it writes that with the stuff that we're going through here. So on this, I can just do PHP. Oh, let's see, I'll do screen in case I get disconnected. And then I can do PHP conversion. And it should dump out a huge list of stuff that's already done first. Okay, so then it dumps out, it is up to 396, and it's going to continue on to 442 from there. So we can see this a little later and see if this number's gone on beyond 396. Google does not like my script. It knows it's a bot, and it doesn't like bots. So it will occasionally shut it down and say no more for you and go away. And so then I wait every couple minutes, I check and just say, hey, how about now? And if it says no, then I kick another timer in and wait some more and pick back up. So this is the kind of thing that after a session like this, I can hit go and come back in a few hours and it should be done. But we can always run the deploy script and see everything that's been done to that point. And I know I'm just talking mostly gibberish at this point, so forgive me. But all right, so we've got that done. Now it's time to get this camera turned on. And we can jump on into that halal ration. Okay, so give me a second. I'll get this camera up and running. Don't want to do the software update right now. I thought I already did that, but that's all right. Okay, so we can do it right here. This is a huge spot now. And I'll get some light. Just realized this whole episode I haven't had any light turned on, but that's okay. Happy little accidents. So, oh, literally just went to put my hands on the keyboard that's not there. All right, cell phone, turn you off, turn you on. Okay, so here we go. Yep, that's real time. Nice. Get some extra light going. Here we are. Yep, so we've got a halal ration that is beef roast with vegetables. Let's clear this all out. Well, we can dump it out on the tray. All right, so this one's a Sopacco. It's got the tear edge, so we can just rip that open. And let's see what we got inside this thing. Oh, you just got to that part? Ordo, you just got to where Popeye took one in the behind. All right, so we've got, first item's the entree. Halal beef roast with vegetables. This is, so this is packed in 2021. So we'll pop that into the entree section. We've got Santa Fe adobo mix, or adobe mix. So that's going to be like a southwestern mix snack, like a, you know, let's open that up. Dump that out into one of the small compartments. Ooh, it's got sesame blocks. I'm a big fan of sesame blocks. That's these things. Oh man, that's a good flavor. We got a thing of raisins. So we'll put the raisins in this little bowl. These are not dried out at all, which is good. So these, as you can tell, they've got a bit of a shine to them. They're dark, but they're good. They're fine. There's nothing wrong with them. Let's see, where can I put these that they will? All right, they'll be in shot there. We got a tropical punch beverage base powder. So we're gonna mix that up in here in a second. It's in a little tumbler. We got a fruit and nut mix, so looks like a second kind of trail mix. It's a little overkill, don't you think? So we'll dump that out in there. So we got kind of a Southwest trail mix with peanuts and stuff. We've got fruit and nuts. So this looks like dates. No, they're raisins. Raisins, banana quarters, dehydrated pineapple, dehydrated papaya, almonds, walnuts, coconut. That's what makes up this set. I shouldn't have tossed this bag so quick. On this set, so the adobo mix, let's see, we've got peanuts, honey sesame chip, just going through like all the sub ingredients on that. Soybean oil, sesame seeds, honey coating. Oh wait, no, that's still within the sesame. Jeez, okay, that's a big long description for that one item. Hot Cajun corn sticks. Roasted salted corn nuggets. Almonds, pumpkin seeds, cottonseed oil, chipotle honey seasoning, spices and stuff. Lots and lots and lots of unpronounceables. So I'm just gonna stick to the main pieces on those. All right, we got a shelf-stable cinnamon bun. Get that in there. And I guess I didn't need this little bowl. I can just pop that in there. All right. Then we got our accessory packet. That's going to have some salt, some sanitizer. All right, so we got our moist towelette. We got our toilet paper. Pack of matches. Who we got here? Atlas. Let's try and get that focused. There we go. Atlas match. We got a double packet of King sugar. Don't know what among this I would want to sugar. We've got a packet of salt and pepper. So salt and pepper to taste. I think, you know, this has come up with other rations like this. Like, I think this same accessory packet's the one that's in the more recent humanitarian daily rations. And it's like, what the heck do you want to put sugar on? Like, it doesn't come with coffee or anything, so like, why would you want to sugar up any of this? All right, so let's get this cooking. So we're gonna, you know, and this is like kind of a pale green. It's hard to tell. It looks like the normal green on camera, but it's I don't know. It's a different color green than most of the MRE stuff. All right, so I've got a nice big tank of water here. Gonna get just a little bit. More. Way too much. No, perfect. Get the water in there. Get that heater all the way down there. Now let's get this thing heated up. So I like to give it a kind of a curve, like if you're looking from the side, so that you can kind of tilt it around and work it in. But this one is working excellently, and it's already way too hot to handle, so wow, this one's great. This one's going great. So this is going to cook up really nice. Got it in the sleeve. It's already way too hot underneath. That's just awesome. That is, you know, I'm actually going to put this cinnamon bun underneath, give it a little more tilt, and heat up the cinnamon bun. All right, so while that's going, I'm going to tuck in on some of this fruit and nut mix. You can see some of the papaya. Let's get some pineapple in there. We got banana chips, raisins, almonds. There's some walnut. It says there's walnut in here, but it must just be this. Yeah, it's all chopped little bits. That's a good looking mix. Mix with the water and use it as icing on the bun. Oh, you mean the sugar? I don't know. All right. I'm down. So we'll use one of these cups for that. And then I think we'll see, is there any hot water left? wonder if this has still got any heat to it. Alright, so we'll pour the slightest bit in there. Just, there's way too much water. Yeah, I think I got just a little too much water in there. Well, I mean, I guess I could just drink sugar water now. Whoa, it is almost icing. I'll leave a little bit to pour on top. Or we'll break a piece off and we'll toss it in there to soak it up. There we go. And we'll have the extra sugared part. There we go. Alright, let's try some of this Southwestern mix. We got these Cajun sticks. They don't taste excellent. There's something a little off to them. They're neat. But I think they might have turned a little. Just a little. There's nothing at all wrong with these sesame blocks. There we go. Peanuts. Sunflower seeds. Almonds. Yeah, overall, this is a really good mix. Let's see, this looks like it is soaking it up. We'll give that another minute. Try some of these sort of shiny looking raisins. Drop one. So let's see, do they add anything? Yeah, okay. So these aren't osmotic, so they don't have like sugar shoved into them. These have raisins, glycerin, and sunflower oil. So that explains the like sheen to them. They're really good. There's nothing wrong with these. And honestly, in the context of eating like a spoonful of that, there's nothing wrong there. I think just the Cajun mix just didn't seem right, but it was fine. Or Cajun sticks. Honestly, these are some of the best ration raisins I've ever had. Glycerin. Not nitroglycerin, but glycerin, which can act as kind of like a lubricant. And gotta remember that this is a halal ration, so it had to meet some slightly different dietary requirements, and go through a different production and approval process. So this one, the raisins are like more dried out. Now let's see, so the Southwestern stuff, like it's got Southwestern spices. It kind of tastes like a West Mex kind of flavor. It's got no real heat. Yeah, I would say there's no heat to it. Well, no, I would say no heat. I mean, it's got chipotle pepper in it, which one of my pet peeves. Chipotle pepper is just jalapeno pepper that's been dried. And I learned because of that, all the peppers. Oh no, there is a little heat. I'm wrong. There was a little follow-up heat there, just the tiniest bit. But all the peppers have a dried version with a totally different name. Like, did you guys know that? That like, you know, let me see if I can find a good list. All right, let's jump back to this for a second. So all peppers have a dried name. Jalapeno is chipotle. Poblanos are anchos. Bolas are casabels or cascabels. Anaheims are colorados. Marisols are guajillos. Yeah, guajillo. Chilacas are pasillas, and serranos are chile seco. I didn't quite realize that until I got, kind of mad at the existence of chipotle peppers, because everyone goes, oh, I love Chipotle, but I can't take jalapenos. It's like, it's the same damn pepper. This is almost hot all the way through the top, which is usually about when it's good to go. And it has been about 10 minutes. That's crazy how fast it goes, like while I'm doing the actual eating, because I'm like, well, how am I going to take 10 minutes to eat a couple things of trail mix? But sure enough. All right, so we've got our almost frosted chunk here, glazed. It looks like it worked. All right. Yeah, it tasted like a glazed donut. Thank you, Steve, for the idea there. Alpha Steve. All right, gonna have some more of this trail mix stuff, this fruit and nut mix, and then we'll jump over into the actual beef roast. Got a kitty over here. Come here. Come say hi to the folks. It's okay. Here's Billy. Billy's my first street cat. Had her for 5-ish years. She was 3. She was 3 when I found her, or well, I didn't find her. A coworker found her and brought her into the office for a few months, and then I took her home. So Shabby, I found on my porch almost 2 years ago now, and she was about 1. So about 5 years apart. She's being about as sweet as she's ever been right now. She's normally an active biter, you know, at any point. Oh, yeah, I got a drink to mix. Thank you, Sheila. I almost forgot. Oh, all right. So back on that. And Billy's name was because I had another cat who passed a few years ago, but had him at the same time that I got her, and his name was Ted. So I added Billy to the mix there. And you spelled it right, Sheila, so Billy, the girl version. All right, so this is going to be, I think that's going to be too strong. I'm going to put some of this back, and we're going to try it like that. All right, so I got the just regular water here. We'll get it started while there's some space, and then we'll fill it the rest of the way up. This is the tropical punch. So this stuff ends up being pretty close to Hawaiian punch. Oh, nope, there's no unblended sugar in there. Let's take a test. Ooh, that's good. I think any more sugar in that would have been a bit too strong. All right. This feels hot. So let's get this out. You know, every time I'm about to say get this out on a tray, I stop myself. I just want to make sure you guys, you know, realize I'm never trying to, like, I don't want to steal what has become Steve's catchphrases, you know, like, let's get this out on a tray, nice hiss. These are things that my brain wants to say while I'm opening these, but those are his phrases, and that's fine. But sometimes it's the only thing that makes sense for what you're doing, like, I'm about to place this onto a tray, so let's get this plated, or I'll plate this ration now. I don't know, it just doesn't have the same ring. All right, so, and this is something that started early, you know, mid-2000s. They started doing the, like, bowl, like, instead of opening it from the top, you can open it from the sides. And I can't say that I love that, because I like the notches, you know, at the top, because then you can still hold it in the sleeve if it's really hot. You can fold these bottom flaps down, and you can slip it in the sleeve and have the top sticking out. You can still do that. It's just now you don't have notches. So the halal rations are some of the best in terms of, like, actual food quality. And I think to some degree it's the restrictions on what can be in them. So I mean, even such, people say, oh, there can't be any preservatives, but I think we have to differ with that, because that is a huge list. Let's see what we got. Cooked seasoned beef, modified food starch, hot roast portions, beef, water, seasoning, modified food starch, corn tapioca, corn syrup solids, salt, sodium phosphates, disodium isonate, disodium guanylate, spices, including celery seed, yeast extract, grill flavor from sunflower oil, modified food starch, flavoring, and the flavoring is flavoring, dextrose, dry molasses, which is molasses, wheat starch, calcium stearate, soy flour, protein, or soy flour, hydroxylated lecithin, hydrolyzed soy protein, spices, onion powder, garlic powder, caramel color, soy lecithin, water, mushroom, potato, which is potatoes, sodium acid, pyrophosphate, carrots, modified food starch, and contains less than 2% of flavoring, which in this case is yeast extract, water, salt, cooked vegetables, which sub breaks down to carrot, onion, and celery, corn oil, sugar, potato flour, cornstarch, onion powder, garlic powder, more flavor, which is paprika. Why don't just say paprika there instead of just flavored paprika? Onion, salt, tomato paste, tomatoes in juice, tomatoes, tomato juice, citric acid, calcium chloride, and some of these items are dehydrated. That's at the end there. So yeah, there's definitely, you know, preservatives in the sense of like the polyphosphates and the, you know, that kind of stuff in here. The hydrolyzed and hydroxylized are just kind of shoving a water ion back into the item through reverse osmosis, so that it stays just a little more moist, as opposed to like that dried out meat sort of flavor. So here we've got, you know, the actual beef block. You know, it kind of reminds me of the ham slice, and then we've got one big slab here. It's kind of like a meatloaf. Let's see if we can get a good chunk that we can look at from the side without the gravy all over it. There we go. Sorry. So let's see, actually. No, this is like ground up and pressed. Who remembers when MREs were $5? Oh man, yeah. Like in the 90s, you could go to like a Toby Hanna Army Depot and get a case. Well, actually, shoot, you could still get a case of MREs for $60. Not that long ago, less than 10 years ago. Especially at like a gun show or something, you know, like you could do pretty well. These days, hot dang, it is just not easy to find cheap MREs anymore. You know, they've gone through the roof. Most people want like $120, $130 for a single case of MREs. No, thank you. I mean, when it comes down to it, you know, it's okay at $10 a piece, but not really. Just freeing up some space so I can put the drink on camera again. Oh, I guess it was fine where it was. Some red tropical punch. Yeah, gun show stuff. It's, you know, few and far between for you to find somebody that's just sitting on cases of MREs, because everybody knows what they are, and people dive on them if they're, you know, if they aren't, you know, $1 million. And welcome to the stream. Good to have you. Amberetto 813. Good to have you. And hey, MFOs, good to have you as well. So let's see, we got with the potatoes and stuff. Here we've got potatoes, carrots, mushrooms. Like right here on the end, we got a chunk of mushroom. Let me see, try and get it to focus better. And we got a chunk of mushroom in there, we got the diced potatoes, we got a carrot in the back, we got a little onion. This is a Let's see, did it have a menu number? I don't think it does. I mean, it certainly does somewhere, but not on the packaging. So this is a halal menu. This is a beef roast with vegetables. We got a, like a spicy southwestern mix of nuts and sesame seeds and stuff, and we had a dried fruit mix with mangoes and pineapple and bananas. Both of those had almonds in them. We got had a little thing of raisins, and then right here we got a cinnamon bun. Oh yeah, the beef is good. The beef is really good. Nowhere near terrible. So, it's not a ton of cinnamon brown sugar filling, but a little. The meat, it's a little denser than meatloaf, and I don't think there's any like bread filling in there, but it's got fake char grill on it, which they said is sunflower oil, I guess, baked into it. It's similar to like this really tastes kind of like a Dinty Moore beef stew, but better. Like the meat in it doesn't have much give to it. And in the background, the system's been processing. Let's see. It's been processing. It got through 398 or 397 through 413. Then Google started being mad at it, thinking it was a bot, because it is a bot. And then eventually it caught back up. It finished 413 and it went to 414. And Google thinks it's a bot again. So, it's every one of these is a 5-minute gap. So it's going to go through a couple gaps before it picks up. So this isn't going to finish everything today, but we'll run the deploy script when we get to the end of the episode, and we can see all the new stuff get dumped in up to this point. There were 400. We're going up to like 400 and let's see. We're going to collection item number 442. So right now we're at 414. So there's another 30 things that that aren't going to be in there today, almost certainly, by the time this is done processing there. So they'll finish up later tonight, but we can jump over and take a look at a bunch of the cans that have made it in so far. Only about 15, but it's a start. But yeah, I wrote this whole system just so it could be hands-off. It doesn't really matter if it takes a few hours after each batch, because we're going to spend 3 hours on the data and then not going to work on it again for a couple days. So it's fine if it takes a couple hours to process that. And this is getting the 4 megabyte files from Google and turning them into like a 40 kilobyte, which is, so we're going from 4,000 kilobytes to 40 for the thumbnails. So we're reducing it by a factor of 100. And then for the medium images, we're at a couple hundred kilobytes, and then for the big images, we're at, closer to like 800 or 900. And the big ones have a watermark on them after this is done. So this whole thing, a couple episodes back, you guys could see that I was writing the PHP code to make this all work. So a lot of fun. And then when it's done, we can do the deploy, because this will deploy itself when it's done. So if I left this and came back tomorrow morning, the site would be updated. But we can interrupt it and deploy at any time. Okay, so back to food. another couple bites of this here cinnamon bun. Oh, Sheila, you don't know the half of it. There's cherry nut cakes, there's chocolate nut cakes, orange nut cakes, there's I want to say pineapple nut cakes, there's the raisin nut cakes, date nut cakes, there's the fruit cakes, the pound cakes, and this is all just the old canned stuff. In the new era, there's just the pouched stuff. There's carrot cake, pound cake, lemon poppy seed pound cake, marble pound cake. Just so many cakes. Well, you see, I get my reward baked in. I do the show, I ramble for a while, and at the end I get to eat some really awesome food. An extra reward, this was sent in by a viewer, by Ration Family. It's a shame I didn't see him this week, but I'm sure I'll catch it in the replay. But thank you, Bob Sauerwein, for sending in this halal ration. It's not as easy to find a fresh case of this stuff. So, getting one from late 2021, really thankful for this. I really appreciate it. Oh, you'd be welcome any week. And you could fall down the rabbit hole watching the previous 73 episodes on YouTube, but you don't have to do that. It's a lot of this kind of boring stuff. So last year I was able to find a bunch of the First Strike rations. I got 2 cases, maybe it was 3. I wish I got 20, because now I can't find them anywhere for a reasonable price. It was $115 a case, shipped, 115 bucks. So there's 9 First Strike rations in a case, and a First Strike ration is 3 meals. So there were 27 meals in a case for 115 bucks. Works out to like $5 a meal. Yeah, about that. No, way less than that. Like $4 almost, a little over $4 a meal. But the FSRs are just snacks. It's just a big old thing of snacks. So it's really worth it at that price. But right now you can't find full cases, and if you do, they're like 200 bucks or more. So it's one of those things, when something comes up that's like a really good deal, it's hard not to just jump on it, and make it work, because you never know. This isn't like regular production food. Like, when a whole bunch of stuff hits the market, there's some reason in the background, and it's usually going to be something unique that doesn't happen again for a couple years. So you never quite know what's going to be the reason that you can go get a bunch of stuff right now. Like all these 2019 through 2021 humanitarian daily rations, and I'm talking tens of thousands of them, tens of thousands. Like, I don't know what it was that made them all dump into the market all at once, but get them while you can. Yeah, Pete, you still in here? Miss you, man. You gotta do an overlap at some point. I just haven't been getting into the museum that often. When I do, I usually have a bunch of distracting stuff to do. But one of these days we should just get back together and have lunch or something. Almost done with this. It's really good. Roast beef. Last bite of the beef. There you go. gravy's good. You know, all the fresh vegetables and stuff in there. Definitely a good one. You know, the only real thing that you just won't find in any of the halal rations is pork. And one thing that you will find in the halal rations that you won't find in the regular U.S. rations is lamb. They've got sag chole with lamb. They've got lamb narrabeen or something. They've got, you know, lamb jalfrezi. But yeah, the lamb halal rations are probably the best U.S. rations. And I know the Canadian, you know, there's some lamb IMPs. There's a lot more variety in the IMPs, but also there's just IMPs, whereas in the States we've got, you know, the regular MRE, the FSR, the MCW, the LRP, the kosher rations, the halal rations, the go to war, the mark. I'm missing something. Well, UGR doesn't really count because it's not a carryable ration. But, you know, we have a lot of individual ration packs that we run at the same time. All right, well, that's 100% of that one. Whole buffalo. It's got some little tiny bits and it's all that good. Finish up the juice. And still have a little bit there, so add that back in. Tell this is a little thinner than the last round. Came out more pink than blood red. Yeah, I went a little too thin with that. But still, didn't want to waste any of it. Alright, so let's jump back over here. While this thing is trying, well, let me get all this out of the way. It's okay, buddy, you don't gotta do nothing. You can stay right where you're at. Oh, I forgot I had salt and pepper. Honestly, that pot roast could have used both. Just a little of each would have been nice, but oh, she's attacking. Oh, that's all right. Did fine with that. Okay. All right. So here we go. Not done just yet. We'll see the new site. But I'm glad you came by. If you got a jet, you got a jet. Just got another couple minutes. So let's see. We got this still running. I'm just gonna do Control A, C. Open up a new window. Do we'll try and deploy it part way. We'll see what happens. Should be fine. Should get up to 414 items. Okay, done in 11 seconds. And we'll pop back down here. And we should see 413. Okay, 413, because it's still on 414. All right, so sort by. We can go to sort by identifier. Oop. And jump to the end. This would have never been possible with the old images. Oh, huh. Well, that shouldn't be the end of the identifiers. Okay, so here's all the new stuff. Well, all the stuff that's been added so far. So we can see, we got through some of these in-flight ration. Oh, that was the end of the last one, and then this is where we started. And even though this is reduced, it zooms in nice, good quality. Cutie. But yeah, we can call it here. It was a really good episode. I had a lot of fun hanging out with you guys and getting another case of 60-ish items added to the pile. We'll let this script keep on running for the next couple hours and update the site again, and be in a good spot to jump into the next box. So we're more than halfway through the boxes. Looking good. About the halfway point for the number of items in the actual boxed part of the collection. So, making headway. We've only done 5 or 6 of, excuse me. Only done 5 or 6 of these so far. So, probably another half dozen big sessions of crunching all this data, and it should be to the point where everything that it's been cataloged is online. And then I will launch the site, the collection site, officially, and add it to the main Ration Museum website. And then I've got to get going on making some articles and stuff on there about what's going on. So, and then I got to make videos. Time to start making videos about what's the project, and then make videos about individual things. Just pick a topic, make a 10-minute info video, and do that 1,000 times. So, it's a good thing I like this stuff, or else, it would be, pretty terrifying to look at let me do this thing 1,000 times, because I mean it when I say it, and thankfully, this is great. I always smile through these whole things, and I end up in a really good mood, and feeling pretty good, stomach-wise by the time I'm done. Every now and then I eat something that's a little off, but, I think this was a great episode. The food was excellent. So thanks again, Bob Sauerwein, for that. And we're going to wrap it up here. And, I'll be back next week. Sorry, kitty. I'll be back next week. I'm going to Reno for the next 4 days, but then I'll be back on Friday morning. And, unless nothing should come up. So plan on me being back next week, and we'll jump probably back into some more of this. Soon enough, I'll have a car. I'm just waiting for it to get out of the shop, because I'm getting the one that got hit while I was test driving it. So it's just getting fixed, and then he'll sell it to me. So it's just been a little longer process than I wanted, but I've got enough to keep busy that I don't necessarily need a car to drive around in the meantime. So once I get back, hopefully that should be done. I should pick it up, and then I should be able to be going into the museum again more often, and hopefully start going and checking out some meetups and gun shows and that kind of, and flea markets and stuff. So hopefully going to be able to start finding some stuff that way too, or making some contacts. So I appreciate everybody that came out. I had a great time this week, and I will be back again. So until then, everybody, just remember to stay rational.